Hello, everybody. You know, here's an interesting topic that just now come to mind: poonpat or fossil chasers. You know what I'm saying? Or cougar chasers. Um, I have not done this kind of video at all, and the reason I haven't done a lot of this business asked when you gonna do videos about sex pats and poonpats. You know what? I'm gonna try something different for once. While I mention this. I'm tired of seeing a bunch of young men chasing old hags. And I just had an interesting conversation with a gentleman on Facebook. Actually, I posted a picture there. You see the thumbnail, like white people, generation was kissing and all that. So I decided why not add it here too. That's the thumbnail. Okay, I would get start church bells going off. Actually, let me put my headset on. That way you can hear me in way better quality. Give me 1 second. My apologies, everybody. Alright, and we're back. Anyways, now I can actually hear myself. It is borderline baffling that to see young men chasing hags, you know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong have a generation, but let's be realistic as men in America. Let's just be real, young men. I'm speaking like preteens, like, I don't know, 13 all the way up to like under 30. So I'm 33, so I'm kind of over the range and all that. But I want to say to young men, don't chase, nothing wrong with compatibility and all that. It's nothing wrong with that, but the way these feminists and these cucks going about, that's the reason I actually have tried to make a video about sex pets, but I realized, let's be realistic. Young men, seriously. Okay, I'm gonna make a lot of enemies, including my own, but that's all right. But I'd rather tell young men the truth, regardless. Do you want to be a sex pet or a poon pet? You know what I'm saying? Now look, you can go whatever country laws is legal in those countries. Let me say this to young men. Now, whatever legal in those countries, for sex tourism and all that, then by all means, just don't do with underage, children and all that. Leave that alone. But outside of that, how can I tell another man what to do with his own genitals? You know what I'm saying? And plus, that's kind of sus and fruity. But that being said, it's really baffling. And the reason I haven't done this kind of topic in a long time between, I don't know, sex pets versus cougar chasing. I mean, let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. You got these pathetic, miserable, company, corporate loving, pencil pushing machines. Think it's cool to waste their good youth, their good life. You know what I'm saying? Now, nothing wrong with a career and all that. Nothing wrong with education. You know what I'm saying? But they wasting their best fertility years pushing for some company and corporations. Now, look, I have no problem with women starting their own thing, their own business. That's not what I'm saying. That will be degrading. That will be sexist. And I would give the feminist and women rights groups their credit about that, But let's focus about the long term. Okay, young men, what happened, eventually, once you get yourselves together, get your name out there, work out something about, future goals and stuff. What you gonna do with a 30 to 40 and 50-year-old hags? You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. There's some good looking older women too. And I'm not just saying that to be spiteful or anything. No, I'm just being straight up real. And it's very disgusting. But unfortunately, I can't even curse. But I'm gonna go PG-13. It's downright hell. It's like ass. Come on now. I'm just making up as I go, but it's borderline baffling to see young men in their prime of their life with old has-beens. Seriously? That's laughable. Come on, man. I mean, let's be obvious here in America. For those who don't call me a sex pet, poon pet, I don't give a damn. I prefer a young woman, 18 to under 30, because I like my woman young, fertile. I do eventually want to, get a wife or so. Which I definitely got my lady and all that, but what up, ISIS? Just want to say I love you. But all jokes aside, though, seriously, young men, can you imagine what happened? These older women say they're gonna freeze their eggs and stuff like that. Do you really want a mutant, aka freak baby? in her 40s and 50s having a difficult time conceiving children. Seriously? I mean, call me a sex pet if you want, if you would feel this way. Call me a poonpat. I give you that. Okay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No, don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? But let's look at reality as your generation, young men. I don't know what young men are going through. I'm 33 years old, so I'm pretty much behind the curve. Sometimes even behind the time. So, do you really want to lay up with an old woman? No. Let's just be real. It's cougar fetish. Okay. You want me to come in the closet? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. Now look, if you got a cougar fetish, then that's on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get tagged by my own people. Man, you're a sex pet, man. I never know you look at. I got young ladies of audience of all different ages. You know what I'm saying? Being real 18 and up. You know what I'm saying? Legally. If they, you know what I'm saying? I don't suppose none of these women that, they ain't did nothing wrong to me. I ain't did nothing wrong to them. But of course, I'm gonna get attacked by my own. I'm gonna get called a misogynist, a sexist, a dog, all kind of horrible names in the book. But yet, I have not once disrespect any woman. You know what I'm saying? Despite I do have a lady audience, and I do recognize it. But let's face reality. You know, when beauty fades, when your looks are up, ladies, what you got to offer? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a sad time for young boys coming up, young men coming up, and this is what they have to endure. You know, you got to forgive me. Of my generation, I was raised by old heads, you know what I'm saying? I was raised by old farts and old people. So I know where they're coming from, or know what it looks like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of boys today in America, a lot of young men today probably don't have a lot of good fathers, or a lot of them don't have fathers, you know? And I talked to a few interesting people about this. They say, I remember I did this a while ago, like how women are freezing their eggs because they want to work longer for their, I don't know what today's anatomy would say, the bag. Get the bag. Girl, you better get that bag. You don't need no family. You don't need no husband and all that. And while they pushing nearly retirement age and all that, push the retirement age for all these companies, corporations, and governments and all that. They once their time is up, they eventually gonna have to retire. Not, you know what I'm saying, but a lot of them do have kids, you know, it's out of wedlock. And God forbid they even have kids, you know what I'm saying? What does today's young men and women have to think about this, you know, for those who want to call me a sex pet or a misogynist or anything? I'm just coming with an open mind for once, you know? And the reason I haven't done that, because I realize I sound like some feminist kind of nonsense, you know what I'm saying? About, woman, nothing wrong with it. Hey, nothing wrong with women's rights, nothing wrong with, women making money. I'm not sexist or misogynist, but okay, for those who want to call me that. But, when time is up, eventually you're gonna have your own family. You know what I'm saying? Why is that in second, third world nations, the woman that literally reach out to me by the literally thousands, you know what I'm saying, on social media, I'm not gonna rat or betray these women or anything. They ain't did nothing wrong to me. They're the first thing telling me that, why aren't you married? Why aren't you, if you was in my nation, you'd be married. If you was in my nation, oh, we will cook for you. If you was in my nation, we'd treat you well. What the hell? But right here in America, let's be realistic, as young men and young boys, y'all in your generation coming up, you're not getting that kind of, treatment like that. And I'm very, reluctant and surprised that I could be treated with absolute right respect. I'll talk to a lot of, respectful. I just made this thing yesterday, the day before, about how much I appreciate Latin women. Not because they Latinas or Hispanic. That would be xenophobic and racist, but they're the ones who show me the most love on social media, and I'm very baffled and thankful for it. I never take that for granted on any woman. Doesn't matter if you're from Africa, Asia, Latin America, or Europe or anything. As long as you show respect, and respect is given back. You know what I'm saying? But here in America, let's just be realistic. For those who still want to call me a sex pad or poon pad. So what? What you got to offer? What you got to offer? You know what I'm saying? Seriously. And this is the reason I haven't made this, actually 2 years, I haven't made this near 2 years. And the Asian community was asking me about this too. What's my thoughts on sex pad? And it took me a long time to understand about, now expatriates is a case, want to go overseas. Hey, you want to go to countries that have legalized sex tourism, legalized prostitution. What could I say? That's their nations, their countries, you know what I'm saying? And don't worry, feminazis. You know what I'm saying? Now look, if you can't offer these young men, young boys anything, what else you got to offer? Sex? Seriously? Have some substance. That's all I know about American women. Let's be sincerely real here. Where those young men and young boys have cougar fetish. Now look, you deserve much more than that, but let's be realistic. It's a lot of mind games, dating full of nonsense, dating and relationships in America is pretty much near zero. Look at the birth rates. I try to keep up with modern times, because I'm a modern man, I'm still kind of mixed between the way I was brought up is like 19. It's kind of funny, like very old school, like kind of like Brady Bunch, kind of, how old that is, 1960s, all the way to 1990s, where, the Cosby Show, the Jeffersons and so forth like that, you know what I'm saying? And some say, why are you compelled to make this video? Because I want to do something different. Even I know my videos get kind of boring. And y'all recognize this too, so okay, let me switch it up. So, sex pat, poonpats, or cougar fetishes. Now, I understand a lot of young men got a lot of hormones, you know what I'm saying? A lot of men gotta have that sexual release, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of men are denying that, you know what I'm saying? Let's just be obvious, you know what I'm saying? For those who call people poonpats, why they poonpats? That ain't my place to judge, you know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, if it's legal, it's legal. You know what I'm saying? If these women are not stupid worldwide. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to any woman, first world, second or third world. That's not my place to judge. You know what I'm saying? I'm just recognize what's being taught and, sent my way. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of feminists and cucks are really, really mad with what I'm coming from, but I don't care. Because I want to tell this young boys and young men in general, regardless of race, your culture, or background, don't let the feminists or these cucks call you a sex pad or poon pad. I mean, hey, as long as y'all respectful, consensual, so y'all done nothing despicable behind closed doors, I mean, hey, more the merrier, you know what I'm saying? As long as it's consensual. And I hate the fake morality kind of nonsense going on in America. Like, I feel like, which is ironic, I talked to a Norway woman about this. She's actually said something pretty profound that left impression on me. Despite, they left on kind of be a bad turn. She always said, why do Americans always think so negatively about sex? You know what I'm saying? Relationships. And I couldn't even tell her anything because, well, she was actually correct. What can I actually say on a truthful note like that? I couldn't say anything because I, for once, had to read where she's coming from. And it's borderline baffling. I have to make a video about this, you know what I'm saying? Now, look. For the young men, young boys, you know what I'm saying, in America, I understand, let's be realistic. Let's get another negative out the way. Prostitution is not legal. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men are not players and manipulators, like myself included. I don't have time for mind games. I hate mind games. I hate manipulation. I don't like no form of manipulation, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I have trust issues, But since prostitution is not legal, so the only thing I guess you had to wait on is cougar fetish, So I understand why a lot of young men, young boys, here's the hypocrisy. Okay, let's play something evil. How's that in America? I've been noticing for almost 20 years, how female teachers got affairs, and I gotta be careful because I want to actually put myself in no watch list by the feds or anything, but why is that in America, young men, young boys, that they could literally fumble, because I had to watch my mouth, you know what I'm saying? These female teachers could fumble with little boys, and since I can't say on social media because unfortunately I got myself in some serious legal trouble. Fumble with little boys. They had their babies and all that, but guess what? Young men and young boys out here suffering. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta be careful. There's a lot of sickos. Sickos, and I find absolutely funny and disgusting how the media, and social media defend it's okay for female sickos. If you know where I'm coming from, can mess with little boys, but if this was in reverse, game over. So I had to be careful what I say on social media nowadays with severe censorship. Like all of a sudden, it's okay, let that little Johnny become a man, let him have chest hair and all that, for sleeping with older women and all that. Okay. Somehow it's all wrong, and rightfully so if it's a grown man and little girls. Yeah, that's all wrong. But nobody ain't criticize the hypocrisy about grown, adult women and young men and little boys. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being practical here. And I gotta watch my mouth pop up. I know for now I'm probably on some fast watch list or something because of things I'm saying. But oh well, I'm risking my life for y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I'll probably get deleted after this, probably some time in the future, because I refuse to bow down, suck up to anybody. I refuse to bow down to a male supremacist. I definitely refuse to bow down to a female supremacist. So basically, I'm just risking my life for young men and young boys. You know what I'm saying? No matter what color, what background you are. And even my own gonna call me a sellout and Uncle Tom and all that because I refuse to kiss up to anybody. But oh well. I make enemies across the board to young men and young boys. You know what I'm saying? For those who want to be, sex pets or cougar chasers, what can I say? You know what I'm saying? No, don't get it twisted. There's some, older women that, that got their heads right together and all that. But let's face actual reality and the morality of the things. A lot of them are already taking and married out the gate anyway. And a lot of young women are taking and married out the gate anyway. So you got a whole, oh my God, you're going to have a whole generation of Elliot Rogers. What can I say? That's the reason why I'm giving me my company, my team out of America anyway. Not because I'm just for poon, for sex or anything. No. America's going down under. It's looking like V for Vendetta. It's looking like The Purge. Oh my God, these young boys and men after me gonna be complete savages and degenerates. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to any young men, young women. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm intentionally saying. I'm just stating obvious here. Young men and young boys today after me will become completely degenerates. You know what I'm saying? Savages, and a lot of feminists love it. You know what I'm saying? If they don't love it, they'll change their tune almost overnight. You know what I'm saying? So my message to young boys and young men in this generation, after my generation, sorry that the previous generation let you down, And if you never hear from me again, it means I'm gone, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, Martez out.